Hi everyone, so in today's video I'm going to show you how I made this little memory keeping album. That's what I'm calling it anyway. This is a gift for somebody, so by the time I am recording this video today, this will have been sent, but I'm going to recreate it for you using different papers. But I just wanted to give you a quick flip through of how I put it together. So the finished size is 6 3/4 by 7. And I've just kind of simply decorated it and put a little die cut on the front. So when you open it up, you've got 3 little pockets inside. I've just made some tags and put some little Project Life cards, but you could put whatever you want in these. You could leave them off if you want to. So they're just tags made from the designer series paper, and as I say, a few little Project Life cards. Then I've made this little mini scrapbook, and this is 4 inches wide by 6 inches high, and I've made this again with designer series paper, all from this same pack. And this pack of paper is the Designer Daydream, and it's the 48 sheets of double-sided designer series paper that you can get for free with £150 or more order. It's a hose pack, so that's the only way you can get it, but you can make it with any of your pattern papers. And as I say, I'm going to be using something different, for the next project. So it's got this little mini scrapbook inside, which I've put together and I've sewn on my sewing machine, and I've just put this one in on some ribbon and some eyelets that I put in with my crocodile. So you've got designer series paper, you've got vellum, you've got another designer series paper and vellum, and that's how it goes on through the book until you get to the middle. And then obviously, you've got the other side. So this little mini scrapbook album is made up of designer series paper and vellum. So that's that. So as I say, that's exactly 4 by 6. So you could put 4 by 6 photos on it and completely cover the designer series paper, or you could trim your photographs down, like a 1/4 of an inch or something, or use smaller photographs. It's entirely up to you, or just even write on the pages. And then here I've made like a faux waterfall, and these are 6.5 from memory. Yeah, 6.5 by 4.5. So you'll get a full 6 by 4 photo on these without any cutting down or anything. And you could even put some mats on it and then put your photographs on it. So it just lifts up, and obviously with it being double-sided, you've got both sides. So you've got your faux waterfall sections, and then on the last page I just added some more paper that I've put on the front covers. I've put another one of the memory keeping cards just matted onto a piece of mint macaron, because that's the colour I've used for the outside of this folder. And then I've got a little mousse, which is from the Storybook Gnomes paper, as is the little gnome on the front. And then, as I say, I've just tied this one with ribbon. You could put elastic in it. I've actually got another mini album, which is smaller than this, which is a ScanNCut cutting file, which I've not made up yet, but that's going to have 3 little holes in the top and the bottom, and I'm going to bind that one with elastic. But this one I've just used ribbon. So that's the project, that's the back of it. You could put, a piece of paper on the back if you wanted to. So I'm going to recreate it today, as I say, using different papers, but I just thought I'd show you how I kind of put it together, and then I'll walk you through the project and give you all the measurements. Okay, so this is just made from 1 piece of UK A4 cardstock and then several pieces of paper. I've designed this so that whatever you cut off, these are all 12 by 12, so whatever you cut off here can be used to make your pockets. This isn't my idea, I actually saw it on YouTube, but the person that made it from 12 by 12 cardstock and paper, and I thought I would kind of recreate it and do my own measurements. So it's my own measurements to be made from UK cardstock and then to be decorated with your pattern papers. So I hope you like that, and then we'll now pop into the main tutorial. Okay, so as I said, that last one I've just showed you was a gift, and that has now been sent and the person has got it. So I'm going to recreate it using different coloured cardstock and different paper. Now the papers that I'm using are from the Storybook Gnomes Designer Series paper, but literally I've only got scraps left. So I'm going to try my best and recreate the project from the papers that I've got left. I am going to have to substitute some other ones that are in similar colours just to make the little book that goes in the middle. I've tweaked the size of this as well just a little. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm starting off with a piece of UK A4 cardstock. So this is 11 3/4 wide, and I've cut it down at 7 inches. So it's 11 3/4 by 7. I've scored it at 4 1/8 and 5. I'm going to put the kind of faux waterfall pieces in first. Now obviously, you know, you could mat and layer this up more if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you, but for the process of the video, this is what I'm showing you how to do, and then you can, you know, elaborate as much as you want. So I've got 5 pieces that measure 6.5 by 4.5, and I want the orientation to be the right way up, so they've been cut at 6.5 with the orientation of the paper running in the right direction. Then I've turned them to the 4.5 inch side and I've scored them all at 1/2 inch. So I'm now just going to fold and burnish on that line. Now obviously on the inside these are going to be upside down, but I'm not too bothered about that for this particular project, because my thinking is that you're probably going to put a photograph over that anyway, or you might do some more matting. So, you know, it's not a great problem as far as this goes for now. I've got several new albums coming to my YouTube channel and blog, so make sure that you're subscribed and make sure you keep watching, and then you'll, you know, hopefully see more ideas. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick this in virtually all the way to the top. I've probably got about a 16th, and then what I've done, because I've altered the adjustments of this to 4 1/8 and 5, when I position this in place, I've got the tiniest little border on either side, and then that way when this folds over, nothing's going to get kind of creased. And I've done the same here, so that when the pockets goes on, there'll be a tiny little margin, so that when this folds over, the pockets that go on this side won't interfere with this fold line. So I'm going to apply some adhesive along this 1/2 inch tab. And as I say, I'm just going to bring this up so there's about a 1/16 of an inch, something like that. It's not vital because these don't go all the way to the bottom. So that's the first one in place. I'm going to lift that one up and I'm going to get the next one. And again, I'm going to apply glue, and then this just butts up to the bottom of the previous one. So again, I'm just going to fold this over and apply some glue. Now you can use wet glue, you can use, you know, Seal Plus, whatever you want to use, your preferred adhesive. I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera. So there's the next one, and then you just keep applying your adhesive on the 1/2 inch section. Try not to let any glue overlap the edges. Wet glue might be better because you've got a little bit more wiggle room, but just for the speed of the video for this one, I'm going to use my Seal Plus. So that's how that side's looking now. So the way I've done this is that these are cut at 6.5. So that leaves you a 5.5 by 12 inch strip, and that's what you can cut your pockets from. So your pockets are 5 inches by 6 inches, scored at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, 5 inches by 4.5, scored at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, and 5 inches by 3.5, scored at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So again, I'm just going to fold and burnish, and then I'm going to bring in my scissors, and where the 1/2 inch and the 1/2 inch vertical line join, I'm just going to like mitre the corner just to take some of the bulk away, and then you're going to fold these in and fold that up like so, and then this is going to stick on this side about 1 inch from the top, but again it's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to cut all these mitres because I have already burnished them just to save a little bit of time. And then I'm going to bring in my envelope punch board because I can't find my circle punch, and these now all measure 4 inches wide. So I'm going to pop this into my circle punch at 2 inches, and I'm just going to punch a notch out of each one. So I'm folding in the flaps, so I've only got 4 inches and punching. Okay, if you've got a circle punch, use a circle punch. And now I'm going to apply glue on the 3 tabs and stick this in. Now for this one, I think I will use my Tombow multi-purpose glue because I think it will give me just a little bit more wiggle room. So all the flaps are folded in. I'm going to bring this over, position this about 1 inch down. And again, like I say, because I've done this at the 4 and the 1/8, you've got literally about a 1/16 of an inch difference between this. Well, you've got 1 inch because this is 4 inches and this is 4 and 1/8. But then if you split the 1/8, you've got like a 1/16 on either side of this pocket, if that makes sense. So again, just applying glue on the tabs, and then I'm going to bring this one down about 1.5 inches, and then again I'm just going to burnish that down, and then the last one folding the flaps, and that's going to go on here like so, and that gives you your 3 pockets. I'm going to bring this one down near the bottom and then line up all the edges. So that's my 3 pockets in place now. Now what you can do, you can cut a piece of paper for here. I've not cut one at the moment. And then now it's a case of doing the little book. So the way I did the last one, I punched a hole about 1 inch down from the top and the bottom, and I put a little eyelet or grommet in. And then I stitched my book together on my sewing machine and then just threaded it through the ribbon. So this one, I think I'm just going to punch the whole thing. So I'm just going to line up my papers, kind of alternating them with some vellum. Let's see, like that, and like that. So that's my pages for my scrapbook section. And these have all been cut at, let me remember, 8 by 6 and scored directly down the middle at 4. So you end up with a 4 by 6. So my thinking is that I'm going to punch the holes here, and then I'm going to punch holes in this right through all of this, and then tie it all together again with ribbon like I did last time, rather than having the ribbon thread through the spine and then just tuck that under, if that makes sense. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my little piece for the inside of the spine before I punch my holes. So I'm going to pop that in, and then I'm going to bring in my crocodile, and I'm going to use the biggest hole, which is the 3/16. And I've already got this set to 1 inch on the side, so that now when I put this in here and I punch, it will be exactly 1 inch from the top. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom, line it up centrally to that piece of pattern paper I've just put in. Then I'm going to get a couple of eyelets or grommets, whatever you want to call them, and probably use the green ones for this. So I'm going to pop, in fact I need to put that strip on as well, so let me just put this one on before I pop the grommets through, or the eyelets, whatever they're called, and then I'll re-punch those holes. So I can see where the previous hole was. I know this is set to 1 inch, so providing I line up that hole in that paper with the hole in my punch, it will line up. So that's how we're looking front and back. So now I'm going to put the little eyelets from the outside through the hole to the inside, top and bottom, like so. And then on the crocodile, you've got these bits here that you set depending on what you're using. So for mine, I've got the top one set on B and the bottom one set on 4. And that should set the eyelet. So if I need to do this from this side. So I'm going to pop that through and squeeze, and do the same with this one, and that sets the eyelets. Now for the papers, I'm just going to get some clips to clip this together. Just going to use some of my sewing clips. I'm just going to put a couple of clips on this just to hold it in place. So now on my crocodile, I'm going to reset the depth to 1/2 inch, and hopefully this should line up both the holes. So again, I'm going to come in with it all together down the spine. I'm going to slide it in, and right down the middle on that 4-inch score line, I'm going to punch, and I'm going to do the same on this end and punch. So that should be all the punching, and when I line these up, this should, still got a bit of paper in there, this should line up over those eyelets. I'm going to leave these clips on for now. Now obviously when you start stacking pages and you fold them, they do kind of move, so you can trim them with a sharp knife, but for now I'm just going to leave them and just see how this goes. So I just need to find some ribbon now. So I'm going to use this is retired ribbon. This was our denim 3/8 ribbon, so I think I'm going to try this. So I want the ribbon to be in the middle of the book, so I'm going to come up through the hole from the outside of the book, and then up through the hole in the pages. I'm going to pull through more than I need because I'm going to tie a bow, and then I can always cut it off. Then I'm going to go back down through the pages so that this is nice and straight in the middle, and then back from the inside to the outside of the folder, and that should hold those pages in place. So last time I didn't punch the book, I sewed the book down the middle, and this bit of ribbon only went across the spine, and then I slid the book under. But I'm going to try it this way and see if it holds any better. And I know I've got far too much ribbon there. Wind a bit back. Still got far too much, but just for the sake of the video. So now I'm going to pull this up to the top of the book, and I might just tie it in a knot first of all, and then tie it in a bow. And then that way, hopefully, I can fiddle about with the bow, make it as big or as small as I want, and then I can chop off the tails like so. So that's kind of how it's looking now. Take my clips off. So that's kind of how the book is looking so far. So basically you've got, this just needs a bit of a burnish. You've got pockets on the left. You've got like a 4x6 page that you could put some more matting layers on and, you know, put some small photographs in. And then you've got your faux waterfall sections here, which are 6.5 by 4.5. So these will take 4x6 photographs without any cutting. You could put a belly band round to fasten it if you want. I can't remember what I did with the other one now, but as I say, I've sent it. But for now, I think this is okay. The pages don't kind of, you know, come out too much. If you're worried about, I'm not sure if you can see, if you're worried about this, you can just open this up, put a ruler down and take a sharp knife and trim it up. But I think it looks okay. So now I've got my piece that's going to go on the front. So I've cut this piece down to 4 by 6 3/4. Then I've got this tag that I made, which I haven't done a video on, but this is a cutting file that's available in my ScanNCut cutting file shop. And this is all the same papers, you know, coincidentally. So I'm thinking I might use this on the front and pop this all up on dimensionals, so that can be like the decoration. So I just need to find some dimensionals. And I say, I've not actually done a tutorial for this tag. I designed it and put the project together to try it out, but I've not actually done a video. So I might recreate it using some different papers, but for now it can be used as a topper on the front of here. And then, you know, you could go on and on and on with this book. As I say, I'm just giving you the basic measurements and the basic ideas that I came up with. I'm trying to think where to put it. Might just kind of offset it slightly. See if I've got a piece of paper big enough to go in here. As I say, I'm rapidly running out of this 6.5 by 4.5. Literally, I've only got scraps left. That might work actually. It's a little bit shorter, but it will probably do. So just find my trimmer. So this is 4. So do this at, what did I say? Is it 6.5? And just pop that there just to kind of finish that off. But, you know, you could put whatever you want there. And then, you know, you can decorate it up as much as you want. So that's today's project. I hope you like it. I've not put anything on the back. Again, you know, you could go more, you could start adding more layers on and fold outs and all sorts on the back. But I just wanted to kind of keep it fairly simple. The one I showed you at the beginning of this video, I made as a gift for one of my team. But I didn't record a video, so I just wanted to record a video to show you how it was made and give you the measurements. So you've got the topper on the front, it opens up, you've got 3 pockets here that you can put tags or whatever you want in. I put tags and some memories and more cards in the other one. You've got your kind of little mini scrapbook section in the middle, and then you've got your 6.5 by 4.5 faux waterfall sections that you can put photographs on. So please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Share it if you possibly can with any of your crafty friends, because that way it tells YouTube, you know, that people like the video and it helps to get it pushed out to more people. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.